Hi, Mike.
How's it going?
It's going well. I mean, I was dying a few minutes ago. Oh my god, feeling better. I took some Pepto and
What'd you eat?
I ate tamales from a grocery store, and they were good.
It's a good start.
Yeah, they were good, but I think they might have fucked me up. And if it wasn't that, it was the Mexican Doritos, my favorite chips in the world, the red ones.
Extra spicy?
No, they're actually not spicy. They're like garlicky and cheesy. Ooh. They're so fucking good, dude. I used to eat that for lunch for many, many years.
You know what I just bought? That's probably like the worst thing to eat while you're single. But at Costco, I found this big ass like shrimp garlic chip bag. Mm-hmm. Just shrimp. It's literally ground up and I don't know, just shrimp chips. Uh-huh. But it's like mixed with garlic and I don't know what other spices. Uh-huh. The best thing I've ever eaten, but also like probably the worst thing I should eat right now.
Yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to eat shrimp. Leviticus. Hello.
Leviticus?
In the Bible.
What else does Leviticus say? We can't wear like mixed cloth.
Uh-huh. And you know that
pigs.
That's kind of crazy because every time I read stuff like that in the Bible, I want to interpret it like it's like in code or kind of like poetry.
Right.
Like you need to interpret it.
Symbolic.
Exactly. And apparently when you mix two different types of fibers, like they have different frequencies and they clash with each other and you could like get shocked more easily or some crazy shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Like there's actually
I can see that
validity to the things it's saying. It says animals that chew cud and have a
that chew what?
Cud, which is like grass, I think, and have a split hoof. Yeah.
Anything with the split hoof we can't eat.
You
shouldn't eat.
It has to be both. They chew cud and have split hoof.
That's all we can eat.
Yeah. And
so camels.
You cannot.
Don't they have a split hoof?
They don't chew the cud or something.
Oh, they don't have grass. Huh?
Yeah, like pigs, they have a split hoof, but they don't chew grass. They can only basically they're saying vegetarian animals. Like pigs, you can't eat them because they eat trash.
I mean, chickens eat both though.
True, but it is clean because with fowl, it's no game, no birds of prey, and no webbed feet.
Okay.
Why do I know so much about Leviticus?
Webbed feet?
Yeah, like ducks, geese. Yeah.
I mean, duck doesn't really taste all that great anyway, so you're not missing out.
I've never had it, and it looks delicious.
It's good, but it's greasy. It's weird.
I love greasy stuff.
Goat?
I love pork belly.
You can eat goat, right? I mean, all the shepherds were slaughtering goats left and right. So.
Yeah. Let's go back to...
That's weird.
Let's
I don't
go
know.
back to the biblical times.
But I'm with you on the whole like symbolic thing. Like, what's the... There has to be something deeper to that, right?
Yeah,
than just
when
literally...
you... Like animals that don't follow the cleanliness criteria have toxins in their blood and things that make you really sick and poison you.
I believe that. Mm-hmm. Like bear, if you don't cook bear properly, you could get really, really sick.
And
or even deer.
Die.
You could get like Lyme disease from deer if you don't cook it.
Yeah. So unclean and clean animals.
There's something to that. I mean, I don't like eating pork because I never feel good after pork.
I know, dude, and that's all I can eat. I always get confused with unami and unagi. It's unami, right? Like the flavor?
Yeah. What's unagi? Unagi is like
eel.
Yeah.
Unagi's eel.
I was thinking bulgogi, the Korean.
Bukkake.
That's the Japanese. All around the world here.
I wanted to talk about
horny immigrants.
The motherfucking... You know who Casey Anthony is?
Yeah.
Fucking Cassandra Antonia.
You're talking about this mother, right?
Yes, Cassandra
Antonia. I was thinking
Antonia.
the exact same thing, like Casey Anthony, like vibes, dude. Like that's
literally.
I don't know enough. Maybe you know more than I do about this story. I just know whatever.
Yes,
I came across.
I did some research.
Okay. Can you explain to people like what?
Yes.
What this is?
So there's water park. There's a bunch of new water parks all over the city, and one of them I forgot which one it was. I don't think it was the one I've been to, but they're really cool. And they do have lifeguards, and they do have new slides and splash pads, and there's areas for kids, and then there's bigger pools, and then there's really cool slides. I love to go there with my daughter. Bye.
Sorry. I'm gonna distract you. Keep talking.
Okay, and
You got it.
she was with her son there. This mom. This in the last episode we were talking about how El Paso has the most beautiful milfs according to you,
Straight up.
and you
We are the land of the milfs.
and you
for
were
sure.
like I've traveled elsewhere and I've never
I've gone
traveled
afar.
all around.
I've traveled.
Literally.
My journey of 1,000 footsteps has led me
But
to places.
the MILF pussy here is
Top tier.
exactly.
Dude, straight. It's because most of the mothers here had kids one at a young age, but I feel like the mothers
Mexican
here also
style.
bounce back much stronger. It's just
In general.
genetics wise. Yeah.
Wow.
I think so.
I still don't feel like I bounced back.
No.
Yeah, because
Well,
I was much thinner before my baby. Oh wait, hold on.
I
Cassandra
mean-
Antonia. Cassandra Antonia.
it's
I
still on
hate
topic.
this bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw your comment on
On Fifth Fam?
something about like an acid trip. I feel like this is an acid
Yes,
trip.
exactly. So first I saw on Fit Fam, shout out Fit Fam, it said 3-year-old suffering life-threatening injuries after drowning at one of these parks. And then I felt really bad. I was like, fuck. I was really
It
anxious.
was like right before Mother's Day too.
Right?
Not that it matters to
yeah.
me. Either way, it's tragic. Either way,
It's
fucked up.
horrific. I was just, as soon as I saw that headline and I just kind of like got hit with the information emotionally,
Mhm.
I processed it quickly, but with a lot of anxiety because it's actually one of my, it's going to sound annoying, but it's one of my OCD triggers.
Mm.
I think I mentioned it on the video we made about my rheumatoid arthritis that I developed OCD,
Yeah.
and most of my triggers are for safety.
Right.
Yeah, like it makes me really anxious that something like that's gonna happen to me because I'm like
To you or
being-
your daughter?
or my daughter because
Yeah.
when being exposed to it like energetically or something, it's really weird.
Hmm.
And I felt really bad, and I literally got on my knees and I started praying. I was like, please God, please, like, bless this kid, help him be okay, because the mother was probably like feeling horribly, and
Yeah.
then the kid, and I was just feeling really bad
This is when the
Then-
news just came out.
when it just said like life-threatening injuries. And then a few hours later it said that he passed away at
Yeah.
5. He passed away.
5. Oh no. He was like 3 years old, right?
Yeah, at 5 is when he passed away in the hospital.
Oh, I see.
And when I saw that, I literally I was like, this feels like a bad fucking acid trip. Like, is this really happening? Is this real? Did a kid just go swimming and then die?
Yeah. With lifeguards, with
With his mother,
other
there.
families there. I mean, people were there. active.
Exactly. And like kids all around, and like it always makes me think about how fragile life is.
Yeah.
Like, you give birth, every single person you see walking around, their mothers gave birth to them
Mhm.
and took care of them as babies. When you're a newborn, you have to take care of that baby every hour, feed them, change them, or else they die in like an hour or
Straight
two.
up. Yeah.
And she
Even
did
like
that.
without human touch, like if they don't get human touch, they like can pass away.
Literally.
Like it's crazy how wired we are.
Exactly. And so many hours of TLC that go into every single human you see in the world. And it breaks my heart to see how quickly that kid died, and like he didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
And I was feeling really bad, and I did cry, and I was like, fuck, like I've been to that fucking water park, and like I would probably actually KMS like on the spot.
Mm,
Like if something like that ever happened to me.
of course.
Like, my daughter gets a scratch on her knee and I feel horrible, you know?
Yeah.
And I just couldn't process it. And then turns out this whore, Cassandra Antonia, not only
Shout out.
posted like videos and TikToks of her son dying.
Yeah. That was weird.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Holding her hand, like you know, like what are they called?
It was pretty obvious that she was looking for the attention.
Oh yeah.
But I think I had that red flag when she had the interview. So that was the first time I saw anything about what was going on. I saw the interview.
How are you even composed and normal?
She was
enough to-
extremely composed.
She was like, yeah.
It seemed like this
What
happened like a
the
year ago or something.
Fuck,
Like she was
exactly.
already
Or like 10 years ago.
Right.
And like it's like her son isn't even dead. Like if he's
Yeah.
like he made it.
Yeah.
That's the body language I'm getting from that interview.
Yeah, that's what was really disturbing.
Dark
And I didn't want to
energy.
say anything at first about it because of the poor mother. She lost her child. You know, it's a crazy
Yeah,
scenario.
she could be in shock.
I was just giving her all the benefits
Me
of the
too.
doubt. All of them.
Me too.
And then
Go
on.
So then I just remembered the word boomerangs. You know, like boomerangs when girls hold, like when they turn 25 or whatever, they hold balloons that say 25 and they're like,
yeah, boomerangs.
She was making fucking boomerangs.
No, the day after or
while it was fucking happening.
No.
I don't know if did you see the TikToks?
So not the TikToks.
Yes.
I saw whatever was on Instagram through FIFM. I saw that.
Yes.
Shit, you should put the TikTok on the video.
I know, dude. She's like one of those ladies that have like imaginary enemies, like
everyone's out to get her.
Yeah. Like
she's a victim.
Kind of, but like she's the boss bitch.
Yeah.
Like if you hate me, that's on you, bitch. I'm living peacefully or whatever, you know.
That's so common too.
Yeah.
That's
like
so
it was weird, and she looked honestly kind of like a little bit ghetto. I love ghetto people, not in a bad way. I myself.
I got some vibes off of her that was very I don't know. Like she just seemed like a mother that wasn't really
like she was kind of like a buchona, like kind of like you know, she was not giving motherly vibes. I'm sorry to say.
I know.
And I mean, you could be a literal prostitute and be the best mother in the world. Yeah. I'm not saying anything that's slut shaming or anything like that. It's just her whole attitude. Mm-hmm. So while her son was in the pool splashing, she's over here taking bikini pics and boomerangs and posting them on fucking TikTok saying, I choose peace, you all hoes be mad. Stuff like that. Yeah. With like a song, I forgot what song, but like a ridiculous one.
I mean, but all the time it takes to record it, edit it. I mean, it's not like she's doing a professional, production.
Yeah.
But it's enough time to keep your attention away from your kid being in the pool.
Exactly.
Like that's legit the scenario, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I am always on my phone. I like to use my phone. I'm not always like answering people or whatever, but I just like to be on it and have it. When I go swimming, I put my phone away in the locker because it's gonna get wet. Mm-hmm. I take a picture beforehand, post it, whatever, then put my phone away.
Now, how old is Yaya?
My daughter's 6.
6, okay. I don't know anything about when it comes to like safety with like swimming and stuff for kids, but how long are you supposed to have like floaties or some kind of like flotation?
Oh,
like
still at 6. We went to a pool party last weekend. I did not keep my eyes off of her for 1 second. She didn't have floaties because it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing, but. Because
she didn't, you were like
yes,
on top of her
and
the
then
whole time.
Whenever I had to like go get her a towel or something, I would tell her to go on the
sit on the ledge or
on the stairs.
Yeah.
I would be like, do not move, and as I was walking away, I would keep my eyes on her because that is insanity.
But that's how quick it can fucking happen.
Oh yeah.
And that's the scary thing about this scenario.
I was traumatized growing up because they would always tell me you can drown in an inch of water, which is true.
You can,
because like as long as you're not breathing, you can drown. You know,
true.
And it's true. But yeah, this bitch was over here literally posting like pornographic content.
But
which is fine.
She was just putting herself out there. I get it.
Yeah.
But that's not the time and place to do it when your kid is fucking drowning in a pool next to you.
Exactly. And she did like she was posting stuff about her, not of her son splashing.
I think she posted like a video or something that was like before it happened.
Yes.
Obviously.
Of him like playing around. But there was one video of him and like 5 of her.
Okay.
And then they go to the hospital. And then again, this is when I'm like, she's probably in shock because she's not acting normally.
Right.
And then she's like holding her son's hand. And it's like, she posted a caption like, always holding my hand. We'll never let you go. And I'm like,
dude,
this is
in general, why are you taking photos?
And then
why are you documenting it?
Exactly. If my daughter's in the hospital, I am having an out-of-body experience and I'm experiencing a crisis, especially if she's just fucking drowned. It really makes me really upset because it's not normal.
No.
And then she posts like a picture of his like dead hand.
Yeah.
And then she's like, he's in heaven now.
Yeah.
My son. See you soon or some bullshit.
See, and part of me is also thinking.
Fucking.
Part of me is also thinking she's planning. She may have been documenting this for the sake of the lawsuit, I doubt it.
No.
But part of me was thinking, like, do you think she was possibly, because of how what's the word, self-centered she is? I wonder if this was something like a trigger lit up where she's like, oh, I can make money off of this. Like, yes, it's extremely sad, but I can make money off of
I
this.
think so. Or like, I can write this. I can use
Something
this.
like that. It's an opportunity.
This is an opportunity.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Right. Because of her attitude in the interview.
The interview,
Yes.
she was very composed. She was putting all the blame on the lifeguards and the staff and this, and that.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's kind of like a... Are you familiar with Chris Watts, the guy who killed his family?
I mean, which guy?
The one in Colorado. He did interviews after killing his family.
Was this recently?
Relatively, 2018, I think.
Okay.
He was doing interviews, and you could just tell something's fucking off. At the moment, when he was I like him. When he was doing interviews, his family was still missing, and he was like, "Oh, I want my family to be back," but he had just killed them.
Right.
And at the moment of the interview,
But he wanted the fame.
That's what
he wanted the attention.
I guess like the public had the information that they were missing.
Mm-hmm.
And the interview, everyone was just like, this guy, something's off. The same fucking feeling with this lady.
Yeah.
Like, something is off. And then, what ended up happening was that he passed away at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was already gone. Oh my God. Horrible. At 5, she posted a video on TikTok of her in a slutty pink dress.
Really?
With her boobs out.
Yeah.
Makeup all done.
I did see that image or like a repost or something of that, but I didn't know the timing of that.
At fucking 5, dude.
Damn.
And she's like, it was like a kind of like a boomerang thing, and she's like all fucking sexy and slutty.
Oh my God.
And people immediately were commenting.
So that was the interesting thing about this, because I think that's what caught my attention most was, have you ever seen that documentary Don't Fuck with Cats?
Yes.
Where like they kind of reverse engineered and found this serial killer or whatever. It kind of felt like that, where now it's also her fault. Like, she's basically putting her business out there for the public.
Right.
So she basically shot herself in the foot by being so self-centered. But yeah, people started backtracking. They're like, okay, well, when was this posted? They have the timestamps, right? And of course, when you took the screenshot, you can use that as well, like to go backtrack and all that stuff. So it's just it's so easy to really, truly backtrack what happened at what time. Mm-hmm. And I really hope it's not the way that people are saying it is, but I think it is. Mm-hmm. We'll find out.
It is
eventually. But
I'm calling it. It is.
Yeah.
She's giving Casey Anthony, Vita Bella vibes, which is when her daughter was missing. She got a tattoo that says, or Bella Vita or Vita Bella, whatever, however you say it in Italian, which means beautiful life. Mm-hmm. That's the vibe she was giving. Like, oh, my son's dead. Now I can wear this slutty dress. Like, what everyone started commenting. Like, really? This was like, there was one comment that said on the TikTok that said, really, posted at 5, your son had just passed away at this time and you're posting this. Everyone was flooding her comments. So I looked it up. I've been looking it up. She deleted her TikTok.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, she knows she fucked up. But the thing is, everyone's been watching, especially the people that are not close to her, but just follow her or know her.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like she's a great person, so I'm sure there's a lot of people that were like just looking for,
Dude, well, I mean, she really felt like, in the moment, she felt like posting that, which means that her train of thought is the same as Casey Anthony's. Like, I'm childless right now. I can do whatever I want. I'm free.
Yeah.
And I mean, Casey Anthony, I hate to admit, but she's fine. Mm-hmm. She's hot. Yeah. This girl probably wants to feel the same way. Like, I'm hot. I can do whatever I want. And it begs the question, would you fuck Casey Anthony?
Fuck, dude. Casey Anthony has those extra crazy eyes, though.
Oh my God. Yeah. Let's say she wants to fuck you.
I also haven't seen the newest documentary. I hear there's like not new evidence, but just
like a new perspective.
A new perspective on it. And it's leaning more towards, I guess, her dad or someone else. I think it was like her dad. Mm-hmm. I don't know. In general, I would steer clear from either one. I mean, that just seems like psycho energy.
You wouldn't fuck Casey Anthony?
Dude, I mean, she's hot, but
okay, what if she was
knowing
here
her history and everything? No, I'd probably just steer clear.
Would you hate fuck her?
I don't know. Depends on the setting.
Okay, what if you haven't had sex in like a year?
Okay. I mean,
And she's walking around in lingerie or whatever you like, and she's like,
why you gotta make it so like predictable though? She's just
I'm
on
like,
top of me the whole
please
time.
just tell me you'll fuck her.
Yeah, just why do you gotta put me in this corner?
Are you, would you fuck
Okay,
Cassandra?
in that case, that yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Cassandra who?
Cassandra.
Oh, this chick?
Antonia?
Fuck no.
Fuck no,
Dude,
me neither.
This chick gives me nasty vibes.
She gives me trashy vibes.
Trashy, but also just I don't know. I'm not. I understand when people like are big on taking selfies and being
yeah, I mean, come on,
whatever.
I'm right here.
It's a part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like I get it. I'm not that person. I get why people do that and why they embrace it, and you also get good feedback from other people. I understand all angles of it.
Yeah, and we have the right to.
I don't understand the people that purely do that and have nothing else to share but that. That's when I get kind of like grossed out by a person.
Exactly.
It's just, I don't know. It's just self-centered.
You have
it's
no
personality, no substance. She obviously, I don't know, she got a tit job or something, but I'm guessing she did because that's all she shows is like her tits the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that's the case, right? When you get a tit job, or with you, you're lucky, you're blessed.
I wish I need one.
So speaking of, I was gonna try to segue away from this. I want to know about the whole immigration visit that you did, the volunteering.
Well, yeah, but before we move on, rest in peace to that poor innocent sweet soul, and may he find peace and may he be in heaven.
That's so sad, dude.
And may that bitch get whatever's coming to her, maybe child neglect, child endangerment, something, because you can't go through life and have your kid die and that's it. Fuck that. But yeah, rest in peace.
Fucked.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, R.I.P.
With the migrants, it went well. I was gonna say twice this week, but it was just once. And this time it felt better. Like
Sacred Heart?
I went to Sacred Heart. Definitely needs a lot of organization, and I would love to be able to help more, and I'm planning on doing so because you know how we were talking about how they were not having any type of system to start the asylum process because probably as a deterrent.
Mm-hmm.
So people wouldn't come.
Yeah. And
now that the Title 42 ended and Title 8 is in place, they started doing it. They started helping people.
Okay.
So immigrants can now just go to the CBP.
What is that?
Customs and
Border
Patrol.
Okay.
They can go there and turn themselves in. Mm-hmm. They make it sound ugly, but they go and they process you. And now you have your paperwork and you have your asylum.
So this is the part. Well, I guess, okay, maybe there's someone else that's deep into this can explain it, but I don't truly understand the process as it is and as it stands right now. Mm-hmm. It's basically, okay, open the gates. You are responsible for showing up on time to your court hearing. You get your court hearing and then you have to come back to that. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I don't even know if it is a court hearing. I think it's just appointments.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
but I know they get some kind of like appointment or time day that they have to come back.
we could go ask them. We should actually. Yeah. But what I also wanted to explain mostly is that people need money, clothes, shoes, food, water, all that. But what they need the most is like petty cash. For example, like every person has their life story, right? And I was actually one of the people that spoke Spanish the best there, and I was kind of helping people translate. And there was this one lady who got a plane ticket so she could go to another city, and she was gonna do the process over there, but she didn't have a way to get to the fucking airport. Damn. She needed $20 for a taxi. Okay. So, and then people are donating to Sacred Heart and like other GoFundMes and other organizations, but the money isn't going to the migrants that, for example, she's out of here. Right. All she needs is $20 Yeah. And no one was able to fucking help her. You know? Yeah, she's on her own. That's an example. Yeah. So that's why, like, a person there was asking me, like, if they ever send you money, just use it for stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I wish that I had, because a lot of people told me to start a GoFundMe. Like maybe 20 to 30 people were like, "Can I donate to you? Can I send you money so when you go?" And I didn't feel comfortable because I felt like it was like exploitative, or it would look that way. Obviously, I would not ever.
It'd probably be best anyways that you send it directly to the foundations that are like taking care of them.
But then when I talked to, for example, the volunteer coordinator, main woman there, she was like, the money goes to Sacred Heart, and Sacred Heart does whatever it wants with that money. It does not go to us.
Which is the case for a majority of nonprofits.
Oh, yes, and I want to start a nonprofit so badly. Have I ever told you that? I was in the process of doing it, but I need 2 more people to do it.
Oh, so you need like a full body staff.
Yeah, because you need like a treasurer and whatever, a founding document. And like I had written everything and I was so excited. And then I just got so discouraged because I don't have anyone in my life to help me with that. But it is a big dream of mine, and I know how it works. And I know that people start nonprofits to protect their assets and shit. And it's not good, but I would love to be able to start a nonprofit and help people, because my goal is to help people with their documents.
Okay.
Translations, writing, and of any kind for free.
Yeah.
That's my dream. I've had that dream for 2 years.
Let's just call it processing help or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Editorial services, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a huge dream of mine, and I haven't been able to make it come true. But I like, upon reading and meeting other people with nonprofits, the money goes to you. You could even get grants from the government, and then as long as you show that you used some of it, or you used it for the benefit of your whatever. It could even just be
paying the staff, paying overhead costs.
And then paying themselves. Like, you could have a big ass salary and then excuse it somehow.
Yeah, and that's what's going on in California with the homeless.
Right.
Like, they had like $1 billion budget, and they couldn't even make a dent with $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like, what is that saying? Like, all that money is going to the higher ups,
Exactly. So it's a negative situation, and that's why I always like to help. I always like to think, like, there's people that are rich, there's people that are uber rich that we don't even understand their lifestyle, like, and then there's middle class. And then there's like this weird section of like poverty, between poverty and middle class, where a lot of us are in. And sometimes like $500 will make a huge difference in someone's life. And I always think about those people whenever I wanted to do my nonprofit. I was like, those are the people that I want to help. Because I can't help someone get out of extreme poverty, but I can help someone get from that little tiny section. To boost up into like the middle class. Is that what you're trying to do? Yeah. Like, to get out of that poverty cycle. Yeah. And I mean, maybe I could help people get out of extreme poverty.
But people like that need help as far more than just money, right? They need education. They need to know how to manage their money. They need to find just a better career path in a lot of ways. And how do they get there? It's education. It's, they probably have families. A lot of them generally in general, which sucks. The poverty individuals tend to have a lot of kids. Right. That's just kind of a statistic that's, I don't know, just it goes with poverty for whatever reason. I mean, those people definitely need the help, and it sucks because every year that gap just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So it's just more difficult for them to get out of it.
Definitely. But with the migrants, it's a lot of, like, some migrants have easy fixes, like that lady. $20 would have gotten her out of El Paso and onto her way. And there's people that need everything. Yeah. And then there's also people like the people that stay at the Sacred Heart or at other organizations. They're usually very calm, and they come for a reason, and they're here to do the process and do everything by the books. Then the people that you normally see outside are the people that don't want to be in there, that want to smoke, be able to drink if they want. Yeah. Which is, again, fine, but those are people that are, like, giving an excuse or a reason for people to even say anything negative. Yeah. And there's always going to be those people. Yeah. No matter what group, there's always going to be the shitheads that make it bad for everybody else or make it tough for everybody else. But like, when I was walking by, there was, like, a group of, like, they look kind of like cholitas. And then they were, like, hollering at people walking by, like, hey, you want to give me money? Like, oh, we're on our way to California. We're going to California. Like, hey,
Yeah, like it's Coachella or something.
Yeah, literally. And then some guy gave him $5, and then he was like, "Thank you, baby," and like you know, and it's like it's cool. It's fine. They have the right to do that. But I know that people that are racist, phobic and all that will take that and misconstrue it to make it seem like the whole thing is a negative thing.
Yeah.
But again, now there's organization. The streets are not as cluttered. And then also when I go, it's mostly Venezolanos, right?
Uh-huh.
When I go, oh my gosh, dude, the things they tell me. They treat me like I'm a goddess, like I'm a queen, dude. Like they start like reciting sonnets and poetry to me.
No, they
and
don't.
I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it's funny because like when you're getting catcalled or being told shit like that, like best thing to do is to ignore it, not even look at them, But they say such crazy shit that I can't help but smile or
like
laugh.
What?
I'm like, fuck.
What's some of the best lines?
I can't even remember, but like, because I just tried to tune it out. But one guy was like, a lot of, like, they kind of swarm me when I barely get there. And they're like, where are you going? Where are you going? Are you lost? Are you okay? And I'm just like, you know,
you okay?
ignore.
You need help.
Ignoring. Yeah. You need help with your pussy?
I got you, girl. I know.
I'm like, I'm good.
I'll help
My
you out, girl. I
pussy's
got you.
good. Yeah. And then, but I always think these fuckers, because I know they have families back at home. I'm like,
oh yeah,
your wife's gonna fucking beat your ass and mine too. But yeah, one guy was like, you're here to help. You're here to help. And then in Spanish, but he was like, oh, your beautiful smile and your gorgeous face are all the help I need, baby. Like stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like I can't. You gotta respect that though. Yes.
It's
dude.
like they're in such a tough situation in life. Hey man, but they're still horny.
They're still horny as fuck, dude.
That's just the way of life.
Yeah, and like not necessarily just like that. They'll say really, really nice things,
right.
Like hermosa, preciosa, ay, mira mi reina. Like I'm like, dude, guys, chill. Like
you're all blushing.
Yeah, I can't help my fucking blush because
trying to help you.
Because I know what, like you said, the situation they're in. If it's just a fucking guy in the streets, I'll vomit at their feet and kick him in the throat.
Nice.
But like I admire that. I think that's the unbreakable human spirit, right?
I like it.
It's poetic. I love it. We haven't even mentioned my tejana. Hello.
I know.
I got it at Star Western Wear.
Looks good. Look at you.
Yeah, it looks great. I love it. It was kind of expensive, actually.
That's been your... I feel like you have your moods when you go out in this hat. You have a specific persona when you wear this.
Yeah, I'm going to wear it on Saturday. I wanted to wear it tomorrow because tomorrow there's... it's kermesse season. So there's a really cool kermesse at Sanelli. I feel like I could say it because by the time this is out, people won't know. But no, they won't. I hate when people find out where I am or like where I'm gonna go.
That's something that's very unique to women in general. And I'm always surprised how much most girls are putting, like how much they're showing, like where they are, like in real time. It's fine if you do a recap or I was here.
That's
what
I always try to do.
But maybe it's just I don't know. Like maybe it's a small town thing, but in the bigger cities, people do not do that because that's where you get robbed. That's where you get, kidnapped or bad shit happens.
Yeah, pulled up on.
Yeah, you just don't want don't want people to know where you are, dude. It's
I always, almost 100% of the time, I will post after.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I do feel very aware of people like, I know it's happened. Like if I'm at Peter Piper and then I post after, people are like, oh, which one are you at?
Where's my
invite?
Pull
up.
Yeah.
I'm like, ew, bitch,
that's so
please
true,
die.
That's so true. I'm sure a lot of guys use that as a
way,
like a technique or like a opportunity.
And actually,
I just bumped into you. I had to delete.
Yeah, it's not. It's a creepy thing. Don't do it.
Super creepy. No, do not do that.
The other day, I actually posted. So on Saturday, there's gonna be a big festival in Juarez, and I'm going to. That's why I bought this. And I'm so excited. And
how much was that hat?
The hat came out to like $90.
Okay.
Which was not too bad, but I mean,
it's nice.
Yeah.
Did they fit it to you and everything?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It fits perfectly.
That's awesome.
But I posted the lineup of the concert, but I don't know if you saw it before I deleted it. I posted the lineup and then I posted like the name of the festival. I posted something over it. You know, so the name of the festival or the date wouldn't show up and
Yeah.
people wouldn't put it together. And immediately, dude, I got like 7 replies.
I'll be
I'm
there.
gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Oh, and,
Yeah.
and I'm like, delete.
You're like, no, I don't want to be there.
Yeah, now I'm not going.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna, yeah.
That's your
So-
life.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking put it out there. And yeah, so on Friday there's gonna be a kermes and Sonora Escándalos going, which is a cumbia band that I fucking love.
That sounds
Like
fun.
I get so excited when it's the second time they come. They came last year, and I have so much fun with
They
my
didn't sing
daughter.
Escándalo, did they?
Escándalo, maybe,
Es un escándalo.
maybe I don't know, but they also like
Sonoras, what was it?
Sonora Escándalo. Wait, is that what I said? I didn't say Sonora.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now I
Anyways.
can't remember. Yeah. But it's gonna be so fun in Sanelli. I don't know if you've ever been to the missions.
You know what? I've never been. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah,
I've never
it's
been.
wonderful. The Sanelli one is the oldest one.
Okay.
I think in Texas. It's very
Probably.
old.
Probably.
Very old. And I've done this whole research on Socorro and Sanelli. And Sanelli used to actually be like the City Hall of El Paso. And so all the natives, like the Tiguas, which is Socorro Isleta, they're actually from New Mexico. They brought them over. They're like imports.
They
And
brought them
that's-
over.
Yeah, that's why Socorro is called Socorro, because Socorro, New Mexico was first. Then they made Socorro, Texas. This is like their second settlement.
And that's why the state of Texas doesn't recognize them, right? Because that's a big issue with they
Yeah.
don't see them as like a true
Socorro,
tribe or something like that.
Socorro doesn't, but Isleta does, if I'm not mistaken. Because
Okay.
in Isleta, they're federally protected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I actually know the Tiwak like
chief.
councilman. He's
Ooh, el
kinda-
jefe.
He's kind of hot. I hate to say. I would
Why do you
hate
hate to
if-
say it?
I would hate if he saw this because he's kind of
You
older.
trying to gentrify that or what?
No. He's trying to.
Or he's trying to gentrify you?
He's trying to
Get you on that res payroll.
Dude, I actually try to work with him with my I had like this program for free resumes and I try to work with them, but they literally were like, "Well, it's because you're not Tigua."
Yeah.
And I was like, understandable.
Yeah.
But no, I forgot his name is Rudy.
Rudy. Shout out.
No, Rudy. But
Rudy.
in Spanish, Rudy.
El Rudy.
And he's so handsome. Like, okay, fine, fuck it, I'll say it. He's fucking hot as fuck.
All right.
He has a long black hair with gray.
Standard.
He has like beautiful like piercing eyes. I think they're like greenish, and then like his like dark
Tall.
eyelashes, super tall. Dark eyelashes that make it look like he's wearing eyeliner. Maybe he is wearing eyeliner. I don't know.
Okay, so he's got like a Persian.
Yeah,
look
kind
to
of
him.
thing. Obviously dark,
Sounds dreamy.
tall, and he works like turquoise studded things and
Slutted? Oh, studded.
Studded.
Studded. I was like,
Yeah.
damn. It's all
He-
sledding up on
He put
turquoise.
turquoise inside. No, just kidding. He's hot. Hopefully he doesn't see this. It's kind of
It's all right.
embarrassing.
It's out there.
Yeah. But I see him all the time and he's nice. And a lot of the people that I've met from the Tiwa tribe are very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And do you like to go to Speaking Rock? Have you ever been?
You know what? I've gone recently to like the outdoor stuff they do. I haven't gone to the casino in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I lived in Phoenix, they have, I think they have one or two tribes there that are doing really, really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And their casinos are ridiculous. They're like Vegas level casinos.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope Tiguas can get to that. I think they will eventually. Now that the certain restrictions are being taken down on their casino rights or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the best for them. You know, like I think it sucks that they're being bullied so much by the government, and
I
you
know.
after all the bullshit that their answers have already gone through,
I
you have to
know.
keep dealing with it. You know, and just because they're in Texas, that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's literally the only reason why. I think they're the only tribe in Texas. Or there's probably others that aren't recognized as clearly,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It is crazy and racist.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I've read a lot of books recently, like on some of the bigger tribes, like the Comanches, and there's a movie that's coming out, a Scorsese film, like something about the summer moon or something like that. I'll find it for you. But that one is crazy because it talks about how the FBI was formed, and their first case was dealing with it some kind of like serial killer within one of the tribes, and they think it had to do with political like reasons for like oil, because their land was on oil. So there's a Scorsese film, I think, like on Apple
I
TV
would
or
love
something.
to watch that. Yeah, actually, you know that if there's a murder on tribal land, automatically goes to the FBI.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why I know that.
I think they were formed. I think a big reason why they were formed was to help with dealing with those scenarios. I don't know enough, but I think it's really interesting because you do see. I've always been the one to be like not so quick to be like, oh, racism or systematic racism, whatever they say. But then you start reading up on the history, and it's like, fuck, like it's hard to not
say it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's much, much better than it's ever been. Thankfully, it's always going to get better, I hope, but it's still not ideal. But in general, it's just disconnect. It's people that are regulating other people that don't understand them. They're completely disconnected from them on a much better lifestyle than those that they're regulating. So they don't know how to really see them at eye level. And it's
and it's most of the time it's for financial gain of the government.
Sadly.
And I mean, genocide, taking of their land. What else?
Well, I mean, they basically gave them all the tribes a timeline by saying only so many, you have to have so much percentage in order to truly to get your incentive, right? I mean, they're just waiting for the last like native to basically not qualify anymore. They're waiting for them to gentrify,
I know.
But then the tribes are aware of this, so they're like keeping it in the family, but that's also not good.
Right. So what you're saying is I should go get cream pied.
I think you gotta I think you gotta spread the seed. Spread that Tigua love.
Tiguas? Any Tigua out there that wants to impregnate me? I am ovulating right now. Hit me up.
Good for you.
Dude, you wanna know how fucking insane I am? I'll go back to talking about the natives right now, but I just started ovulating maybe like 3 days ago.
Okay.
2 days ago, and I literally went to go get Plan B because I was like, I am
Just
going to get fucked and ask them to come in me like right now because
because that's your kink, right? That's your
but I haven't even had sex.
Good for you for
in
planning
months. Yeah, I know. Thanks.
Plan B is plan A.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm planning on getting cream pied. But
You're
like,
so wild.
but then now I was looking because I just got it yesterday.
Yeah.
Like
you legit bought the Plan B?
No, yeah. Like I kind of like ordered it 2 days ago.
Yeah, we should really hold off on putting this out there because if we post this today, your DMs are just gonna be like.
I know, but especially the locals.
Oh yeah.
El Paso locals.
They're waiting.
But
for
dude,
this
I was
moment.
looking at the box and I was like, I'm fucking out of line. I can't believe I actually bought the fucking I got the Plan B and I'm staring at it like no one's coming in, you bitch. Like what are you doing?
Unless
but I've told you how I get.
Right.
So it's understandable and it's a preemptive measure.
I did want to talk about this. I want to talk about your ovaries.
Okay.
So we talked shortly about this book, Sex at Dawn.
Yes.
I think it was like the first episode or second episode that we met. So this kind of goes in line with what you're going through right now.
Yes.
So have you ever heard of this book, Sex at Dawn?
You mentioned it,
okay.
But
I believe it's by Christopher Ryan. I think he's a biologist, an anthropologist. But this whole book is purely about looking at humans the way that scientists look at animals. So how do we observe humans as if we were aliens observing us?
Right.
As not an experiment, but just observing us in our activity, our behaviors, and biologically.
Yeah, you said the thing about the boobs.
Yeah. I'm all. Thanks. Thanks for giving me permission for that. That was nice. I'm ovulating now. But so this whole book has to do with purely why we do the weird things we do that have to do with sex, right? So it talks about a lot of myths, talks about a lot of cultural pressures and boundaries and stuff, but the whole thing is purely about the biology. So he's looking at it purely as a biologist. He's not being sexist, he's not being racist, he's not being whatever. He's just being objective and he's letting the data speak for him, right? So the way he kind of starts it off is right off the bat, marriage is the least natural form of what would you call it? Like
Lifestyle pairing.
partnership or yeah, just like, let's just say when it comes
To habitate.
yeah. So that's it's just the least natural thing for humans, right?
Yes.
We're not monogamous creatures by nature, and then he goes into detail about that later. But he talks about
Does he talk about how before, like, a bunch of people would come in a woman and the strongest sperm would win?
Yeah, so he does talk about the sperm wars.
Yeah.
That is a little bit deeper in, but that's a wild. That makes women look so trifling when he starts talking about this shit. It's to me, it was really funny. Majority of it was really funny just because we're ridiculous, right? Like you bought a Plan B because you want someone to like nut in you, right? Like that's just in you. Like that's in us, like naturally, right?
Yeah.
But the whole premise of this book is monogamy isn't natural to humans. It is natural in the animal kingdom to certain animals, especially in the primate world, but not to humans, not to our closest ancestors like bonobo monkeys, chimpanzees. All of our closest ancestors are very much polygamous, and that's just their way of that's social interaction, but it's also protection from the outside world, because as an individual monkey, we can't really defend ourselves from a lion, a bear, or whatever threat, a wolf, but in packs we can protect ourselves. So we really can't afford to be fighting over women. We can't afford to be fighting over kids, over like mundane stuff if our lives are at fault for not collaborating, right?
I agree.
So that's kind of the premise, more or less, of what he's talking about, like where we started from. He talks about a lot of evidence in our biology that shows that we're not meant for monogamy, and also that sex isn't purely for childbirth. So that's another thing he's trying to emphasize.
Like pleasure?
It's more social. Pleasure is part of it, but it's more of a social act where
a ritual.
It's a ritual. It's a bonding. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, like with the fuck buddy or just someone that you're not trying to date, but you've had sex with them multiple times. You have a special bond with them, and it's whatever that is. It's like a natural chemical reaction that we get to them, right? So he talks about how the arguments like the church has and everyone that sex is just for procreation. He says that's bullshit, because one, if that was the case, then me as a man, I would be like a dog when you're ovulating. Like right now, I would be like clawing to get at you. I have no idea if you're ovulating. I have no idea if you're on your period. I have no idea where you stand in any part of your cycle. I just don't have the senses for that.
Right.
My nose, my sight, my hearing. I can't sense anything of from you when it comes to ovulation or whatever, right? Just purely like attraction, right?
But dogs do, cats
dogs do,
Got
cats
it.
do,
Yeah.
certain breeds do. And it's not, that's the argument of sex being
Not
purely
just
for procreation, is when the female is in heat and the males can sense it. That's a pretty big sign, right?
That is, yeah.
Now with with us, I just really can't do that whatsoever. And what his theory is, it really has to do with not caring so much about that. It happens, but it also has to do with us being in a group setting from our development stages, where let's say we were just having a big orgy in the jungle, starting out. Everyone is basically, like you said, like everyone's coming into the same women. There's multiple men, fighting at it. But at the end of the day, it's their genitals that are fighting, not them. So it's called the sperm wars, right? So it's basically, the idea is our penises are engineered, or they're crafted, or whatever you want to call it. They're designed the way they are to take out the other man's
because
jizz.
of the head.
The head, yeah. It's like a plunger.
Yeah.
And it's effective.
I've
it's
heard,
like 85% effective.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've heard.
So if anyone nuts in you, that's your plan C.
Yeah.
Just another round.
Man, yeah. I've heard of this from Duncan Trussell.
From who?
Duncan Trussell.
Okay, he talks about it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
He's had Christopher on his podcast before.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I'll send you the episodes. He's a really funny dude.
I definitely know who you're talking about.
Super I've chill old dude.
Yeah.
Lived in Spain.
Yeah.
Really
I know
relaxed
exactly
guy.
who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Also, you want to know how fucking primally and just gutturally disgusting I am? Imagining an orgy in the jungle like you described, with multiple men coming in me. That's heaven.
I get it. But that's the thing, is like women, I mean, I don't know, what do you want to put, what porn searches you put out there?
I would love to. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that. I want to go deeper into the, no pun intended, with the whole sex.dawn stuff.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll do 5.
Okay.
5 of my
I was
searches.
expecting 1, but I'll do 5.
Yeah. We'll
Top
do
search.
5. Top 5.
Number 1.
Number 1, I'm gonna go with an old school one, that I discovered when I was like around 17.
Okay.
Fat men.
Really?
I love.
What do you search?
Men.
You just search
like
up gordo.
Yeah, literally, or like fat man fucking hot girl. Like I love the image since I was younger of like because I think it's like more uninhibited for the girl. Like this nasty fat bastard is fucking me, and I'm gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know,
I have heard this before.
Yes,
it doesn't have to be a fat dude, but just ugly dude.
An ugly dude. I like the fat. I like the fat because also, typically, fat men have this, or fat or ugly men have this confidence that I'm being serious.
Okay.
That handsome men don't have.
Okay.
Because they have to not only compensate for the fact that they're not good looking, you know.
Is it confidence or just effort that they put in?
No. Confidence.
Okay.
Confidence with a capital motherfucking C.
Okay.
Because they are more interesting, enthralling. Most of the time they're more knowledgeable.
Well, they have to be. They don't have a choice if they want to be attractive.
They have to be, but also they don't have to be. They have so many different little quirks that conventionally attractive men don't have because they don't even have to think about that stuff. And a lot of ugly or fat men don't even think are not in the world of, oh, I'm gonna try to do this to be attractive. No, they just naturally do things that for me are very attractive. And all those little minutia I think make it for a great search, like a porn search.
Okay, so what's the exact search you're putting in?
Yeah, something like fat man
fucks beautiful woman.
I'll just put like fat man literally.
Okay, that's like
actually one of my I'll say one of my favorite porn actors. His name is Torbe, Torbe. He's from Spain, and he is fat, old, short, but he fucks. Literally, so he's like a
Spanish Ron Jeremy.
Exactly. Thank you. And shout out to Torbe. I've actually DM'd him before and he replies. Fuck yeah. Yeah. I've literally come to his videos for like 10 years almost. Okay. Shut up.
Interesting.
2, always lesbian. Always like amateur lesbian, amateur or like close up tribbing.
Close up what?
Tribbing, like scissoring.
Oh, is that what that? Okay.
Yeah, or like eating like another one of my favorite porn stars, Danny Daniels, shout out. I fell in love with the way she eats pussy. I think I am lesbian. Actually, my second boyfriend, my high school boyfriend, told me when we would watch porn together, he was like, I think you might be actually lesbian because of your porn searches. Like I can tell that. Because I don't like the fake stuff.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't like the girls with long nails. Like, like no, like
that's too much.
I like the normal stuff. Like,
yeah, same. I want it to feel, even if it is staged or whatever, I want it to feel like it was shot like on an iPhone or something.
Yeah, and like these people are at least enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And then, I like public stuff.
Public, okay.
Yeah, I love like
public is hot.
Yeah, like one of my searches will be like touched in public, not even necessarily fucking.
Okay, so just kind of like flirting or just playing around.
Yes, dude, like
so you like, have to like what's the word? You have to like warm up, or you need foreplay for your porn, like you lead up to the fat porn, or
like it will be like a hot girl and then just like letting herself get touched on a bus or at a restaurant or in a car.
Okay.
That's 3, right? 4 is amateur. I just love amateur.
Yeah.
Like real.
I feel like my porn searches are pretty boring too, though.
Yeah.
Like it's really just a lot of amateur, and then I just let the algorithm.
Yeah.
Find something.
Like I love amateur. I love like home videos and like and then another one, kind of basic too, like tantric. Are you familiar?
No.
It's like a type of sex that's like. It originates from India, and it's like a lot of energy work. Kind of like Kama Sutra, a lot of breathing.
Tantric.
It's slower. It's much more passionate, and like I like amateur tantric. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that looks nice. It's like usually very passionate.
Okay.
Basic.
Nice. Top
There's
5.
yeah, and there's some that I like amateur Salvadoran.
Oh, so you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
your
yeah.
type. Okay, okay.
Like girls getting like
You,
her fucking her neighbor and getting cum in.
you know what's so funny? Fucking your neighbor. The fantasy's nice, right? You know what's always funny to me is you can see the trends of searches happening as the news is happening.
Right.
Because now, at one point, it was like, for whatever fucking reason, it's been whatever, like stepson, stepdaughter,
Oh, I know.
stepmom.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think because of COVID, it was like everyone was at home and it was like some freaky, weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's still kind of happening, but now you see a lot of Ukrainian and Russian women in just on the main feed, like just or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you don't even realize they are, and then they start talking like, oh shit, they're
Yeah.
like Ukrainian or something, you
Yeah.
know. But it's funny how people, or like let's say during the World Cup, like Latina
Oh,
searches goes
yeah,
like through
yeah,
the
yeah,
roof
yeah,
because
yeah.
they see all these girls like in the crowd. Or the immigration situation, again you see the spike in that.
Yeah.
Like we're all such a bunch of stupid horny motherfuckers.
Yeah, literally, and we're being influenced and we're allowing it.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I like to stay true to my amateur
Good for you.
stuff.
Stay true to
What
your
are
roots.
your search words or whatever?
Just big titty Latinas.
Big titty Latinas? Not
Yeah.
big ass.
Big asses are nice.
Okay, but it's
Tits are
titty.
nicer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like actually, I always thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Cause I don't have I have a nice, not necessarily too big, but I have a nice ass. Always had. But my boobs suck.
Always will.
I have.
Suck.
Yeah, like I don't have good boobs. Like I actually would love a boob job.
What is that though? What, like I don't believe you. OnlyFans.
I don't have like from the American standard of beauty. I don't
That's
have
where
good
porn
boobs.
also fucks with you poor girls.
Yeah.
You know, like you
right,
see.
Right.
You
I don't.
see
I have like 70s old school Italian woman boobs. Like they're low. I have big areolas. They used to be pink, but now they're not.
Life.
And like they're not like they're okay, but they're not like, you know, the big shiny shiners.
Just beacons.
State troopers. I don't have state
troopers.
troopers. I have state droopers.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the name of the episode, by the way.
State troopers.
State troopers.
I didn't come up with that. It's a term I've heard before.
That's pretty funny. So let's talk about your ovulation.
Yes.
So, they're deeper into the book. It gets more like into like scandalous territory because it starts focusing more on women. So for the most part, again, men were clueless. I don't know if you just fucked a dude. I have no idea. I have zero senses of it whatsoever. You could literally be bouncing around from one dude to the next. I'll never know. And that's just the way that the natural cycle is, right? Now, for you, in this book, it talks about the benefits of doing that. More than just more than just having better options, you know, like a selection, but genetically it's also better for your future child. So something that most people don't realize is you as a woman, your womb kind of holds a lot of the genetics from the past dudes, not just the most recent one. So I don't know if you've ever seen when someone has a child and immediately there's like skepticism of, is that mine or not? A lot of times it's because it's from a past lover, a mix of those genetics. And it's actually a good thing because it's just better odds that your kid will be a little bit more. So be careful. More. Yeah. Well, also choose wisely when whoever's coming in here.
I've only been come in by 2 people.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And one of them was just one. I'm all mad. Look at me.
Fuck this shit. I'm
fucking pissed.
This episode's over.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go come in right now.
You got the plan B. So like this whole that's kind of the premise he's talking about, and then he gets into how you only, like you had mentioned, you only have this small window of ovulation, right? But when you are ovulating, that is you at your ultimate slut peak. Like you dress scandalous, you act scandalous. That's when most women cheat on their men, is during this time period. And the crazy thing about how the hormones kind of spike at this time, let's say you are dating someone, you're very happy with this person, you're attracted, no complaints whatsoever. You will start by default leaning more towards the more handsome, chiseled, in shape stereotypical good looking dude, whether you like it or not, you're going to be kind of attracted to them more during this time because of the genetics. And the idea is I want his genetics, but I have the safety of and I have the safety of the person that's taking care of me to take care of this child's worst case scenario. So that's when women get a little bit extra like.
Have you ever been cheated on?
Most of my girlfriends cheat on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's looking back, I know why, but it was more of me not being the person that.
No. What the fuck? What are you saying?
Well, the thing is, like, a lot of it.
That guy got murdered because he wasn't being that person that. No, come on, Mike.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I think a lot of times someone gets cheated on because the spark, whatever is that was there, is lost.
There's no reason for cheating. You just break up.
Yeah, I mean, you should.
I mean, I'm sorry. I know you're trying to, rationalize it, but no. It's fucked up. It's like saying, "Oh, he hits me because I didn't." No. Right. Okay. It's abusive.
I'm okay with that.
It's abusive.
I mean, it sucks, but I mean, also you learn from it, right? So whatever. Yeah. These were
I've
years,
never been
a long
cheated
time ago.
on, but I know that if I ever did, I probably would get super mad.
Oh, it sucks.
Even though I'm not a jealous person, but it's a disrespect.
Yeah.
It's the motherfucking 100%. Disrespect. It's not about jealousy or possession, ownership of a person. It's you are disrespecting me, my time,
my trust,
my identity, my trust, and you're lying to me.
Yeah.
And you will pay.
Damn. So are you a vengeful person?
I am not, unfortunately, but I should be.
Unfortunately.
No, yeah, I should be. People have done fucked up shit to me and they've gotten away with it.
Yeah.
So I just.
But you it's better off that you don't, because then you're just asking for more trouble, right? More problems.
Yeah. Best revenge is living well and all that stupid shit. Which is, I mean, I don't know. I watch shit like Kill Bill and I'm like, she's right. she's right. I need to make a list and scratch it off. But yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. Do you have any advice for people that have gotten cheated on?
I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it, right? So it's kind of like...
It's an emotional thing.
It's an emotional thing. I think if you're going to get cheated on, or if you do get cheated on, it was bound to happen because this person was looking or considering or... I always know... Their
morals are...
Yeah, and sometimes they'll be really... not generous, but like polite in the scenarios that I was in, where the signs are always the let's take a break. That's always, if they even do that. But if they ever bring up let's take a break or whatever, my immediately thought let them, but also know that there's the reason for that, or a good reason for that, is most likely they ran into someone that they're interested in and they don't want to cheat on you. So they need an excuse to cheat on you without cheating on you. And it goes both ways, right? It's not just women doing this to dudes, right? It's both ways. But look for those red flags and talk about it. Like if you see that being a potential, don't like get mad at them or
we're all just people.
Demonize or whatever. Like one thing you have to know is I was in an open relationship for like 5 years. So I dealt with jealousy on a very, very, very extreme level, and it ended up kind of shooting me in the foot or biting me in the ass because she ended up leaving me for a dude that she got married to, right, during that time period.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I've had to deal with these emotions pretty deeply for a good while. And I know how to not control them, because you can't control your emotions, but I know how to observe them and like accept them. But at the same time, because of the scenario, I already went in knowing what I signed up for. Exactly. And what could potentially happen, which did happen. And I really wasn't upset about all of it. I was hurt by it. I mean, it's heartbreaking to see the person that you're with for so long go and, marry somebody else. But
you have to be accepting.
You do. Yeah, you really do. And it's really tough to do that, just because our egos get in the way and we want to take it out on the person for hurting us, and it just never goes well.
I love that, Mike. I did not know that you were in an open relationship, and I mean, in theoretical way, I would love to try it, but I know there's a lot of complications.
It takes a lot. I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
If you can handle it, more power to you. If you're interested, I mean, try it.
But if it's like work,
that's the thing, is it does become that, and there's like multiple levels to it, and some people try to go like the swingers, polyamory route. Some people go the swingers route. Some people just want the opportunity if it arises, if it comes up and they're out traveling or whatever. It really depends on the relationship. It's up to you to discuss that. That's what I did do with my ex at the time. We did talk about it very deeply, and it was actually her idea. It wasn't my
Was
idea.
it like a contract?
It kind of was.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was certain boundaries. Like if you do have sex with somebody, you cannot be unprotected. Like you have to be protected because then you're bringing that person into my life. Um, there probably should have been more rules, but after talking to like my gay friends after after the relationship, they gave me a lot more parameters because it's more common like in the gay community, right? So one thing that my gay friends told me that blew my mind, which I wish I knew at the time, was whenever let's say you're in an open relationship, if your partner fucks somebody, they can never fuck them again. It should only be a one-time thing.
Okay.
And I thought that was actually really good advice because you really do get it out of your system, like the curiosity part. But then when you go back, that's not just curiosity, that's attraction. That's you're opening the door to actually wanting to be with this person, But yeah, if you have the stomach for it, if you're not jealous, or at least you can control your jealousy, try it. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily healthy, but I don't think it's necessarily unhealthy either.
Right.
Because we did outlast a lot of relationships because we had this contract.
Right.
But the tough thing is El Paso is El Paso. Everyone is 1 degree within each other. And she happened to be, in the nightlife. So a lot of people were reporting back to her because either they wanted to fuck her or they were just friends with her or there were other people in the nightlife or whatever. So that fucked me over pretty bad. So you also have to think about your situation. Like, how do you keep other people out of your business?
Yeah. Who? Yeah.
But you live and you learn.
You live and you learn.
I don't know if I do it again.
That's very admirable. And I really, really respect that.
Thank you.
Do you agree with my sentiment that jealousy is a useless emotion? I think it's 100% completely useless. And honestly, I think it's fabricated and not natural.
I think it's natural, but I think it's more natural in the sense of like your primal, what are like the 7 sins, the 7 deadly sins? Like ego, I was going to say girth. Ego. I was going to say what's the one for eating too much?
Gluttony.
But
it's not ego, pride.
Maybe more pride.
It's pride, ego. Pride, gluttony, lust.
There's probably
greed.
something that has to do with like sex.
Lust.
Oh, lust, yeah. Greed. Yeah. So I think in a sense jealousy is sloth, yeah. I think jealousy is natural in the sense of like it's in our, like my dog gets jealous. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like a primal feeling.
Okay.
I don't think it's the right feeling to follow though.
Okay. That's true. Yeah, I always think maybe envy is natural.
Yeah.
But not jealousy. I really don't think jealousy is a natural thing. Or maybe it is natural for some people, but I guess because it's not natural in me, I can't comprehend it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Jealousy is such a blinding, like,
controlling emotion that I think is very useless because I have a really bad experience or example of it from my mom. But my ex, my daughter's dad, he would even tell me like, "You're a fucking cuck.
Yeah.
You're not. You don't even get jealous of anything." And I'm like, I really. He would always say like, "You're a cuck or you don't love me." And I'm like, no, dude. It's just that I have no desire to control anyone.
Yeah.
Control anyone's life, emotions, anything. Like if you want to be with me and spend time with me, I don't want to put any limits on you. As I don't want you to put any limits on me. With my second boyfriend growing up, like I was the same way. I was like, I believe in freedom and liberation of completely.
Yeah.
Me being with you is not going to dictate anything in my life. And you're not going to put any boundaries or parameters on how I live.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way with a man. I don't ever want to tell him what to do. I don't want to tell him how to treat me. I don't want to tell him who to fuck, who to not fuck, who to like, who to follow on Instagram, stuff like that. I
surface level shit.
I've never felt the need or urge or the desire to. And luckily or unluckily, I've always been really loved in my relationships, like very adored.
Unluckily?
Yeah, because that's also a negative thing when you're trying to get out of that situation.
Oh, because you're kind of tied by
they're very
love
possessive,
for the person,
or they're like also they don't even see you as a person sometimes. They just see you as like the object of their desire.
Yeah.
And it's happened to me a lot. But like I was thinking, because my ex, my daughter's dad, has done such horrific things to me, so abusive, literally tried to kill me. It kind of overshines and blinds the fact that my second ex, my high school boyfriend, also tried to kill me.
No shit.
Yeah. And he was extremely possessive. My second boyfriend told me, I want to put you in a glass box and I can see and display your beauty, but it's only for me. And when people are over, I will put a blanket over the glass box so no one can see you. And when people leave the house, I will undo the box. Uncover the box, and your beauty will shine. And at the time, I'm like, okay, cool. But hot. Yeah, I'm like, sure, so eat my pussy or whatever. But
so you eat it or what?
Yeah, sure. You're gonna fucking suck my toe.
Speaking of boxes.
Yeah, exactly. But now looking back, I'm like, oh shit, bitch, you should have fucking ran.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That doesn't. Sadly, that doesn't surprise me because I know a lot of girls that get into that situation. I know more that do than don't. Mm-hmm. I should say it that way.
Yeah, I actually have had to learn how to have healthy relationships like a fucking idiot. Like in therapy.
Well, how else do you learn though?
Yeah, that's true. Like how can you learn things you don't know?
Yeah, or how do you spot those red flags?
like
now if you keep dating that dude after, 1, 2, 3, 4 boyfriends, now that's on you.
Exactly.
But if you can't spot the red flags, if you can't spot those flags,
I did not know better. I really didn't.
You were how old? Like 18?
With my first boyfriend, 14, my second one 15, and my third 18.
Okay. Yeah. That's.
But for example, 14 I was with my first boyfriend. Then my second boyfriend, 14 to almost 18. 15 to almost 18.
Okay.
Those 3 years almost, I was blindly loyal to him. I didn't date anyone else. I didn't do anything with anyone else. I kissed one guy on the lips and I told him immediately about it, even though we weren't together. Mm-hmm. And he would fuck all these girls and tell me about it. And because I'm not a jealous person. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, cool. And I would never even feel an ounce of jealousy because I know, like, what I have with this person is special. And if he wants to be with someone else, I am no one to stop him. Mm-hmm. It's insanity, I know, but
that was the mentality I had, like, in that past relationship.
Yeah, right.
Like it was legitimately that.
Yeah.
It was, I don't want to, like you said earlier, I don't want to control you. I don't want you to control me. We will have mutual respects and boundaries that we set for each other because we both agree on them. But outside of that, I would hope that you do your part as my girlfriend and I'll do my part as the boyfriend. Me. Respect is the biggest thing, right? It's trust, respect. I'm not gonna sit up all night until you get home because you were out with friends or whatever. Like the things that these guys are saying that you're talking about with your exes, it just screams insecurity. Oh, it's just them being so fucking like small dicked that they want to control someone else because they can't control themselves or their lives or whatever their self-conscious. Yeah.
And it sucks because I'm such a good girl and I listen so well and that's why I'm so easy to control.
That's why I got a plan B.
But no, I'm a grown-ass woman now, Yeah. It's all different, but...
At what age did you start seeing, like, those red flags? Like, when did you legit learn your lesson? Was it after the recent ex?
When I was, like, 23.
Okay.
Unfortunately, once I already had my baby and I was already really sick.
What are those red flags, if you could share?
Well... I guess I'll talk about the red flags in the beginning because the red flags when I was already in the relationship he would beat my ass. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So in the beginning, he would kind of just talk badly about women. Misogynistic comments. Spot them and be like, "Whoa, you fucking hate women or what?"
And you just what was your reason for not bringing it up? You just
because I'm not like that.
Okay.
I don't do those things that he's talking about.
So you just ignored it. You gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, because I was already kind of like falling for his personality and all that. So he would say, I guess people like him are not that genius. They don't even know what they're mentally ill and stuff, and they're very manipulative and they know how to control people, but they don't even know what they're doing. They're not they're not geniuses.
But that's why they prey on either other women or people that they feel like they can manipulate and take control of.
He told me straight up. He said, I knew that you were in a fucked up situation and I put you in an even worse one and I took advantage of it. Like proudly. Yeah. He's like, and that's how I got you to fall in love with me. Yeah. And I'm like, you bitch.
A piece of shit.
Yeah. But yeah, he would say very misogynistic stuff. also like the relationship someone has with their parents and their mother, if they're a man, is very telling. You know, he disrespects his mother often and harshly and severely. So keep an eye out for that. And also like his attitude towards his mother. You know, like if he has mommy issues, all that.
Right.
I mean, that's a cliched term because we all do.
You think daddy issues are more common than mommy issues, or is it pretty equal?
No, mommy issues are more common.
More common,
for sure. I mean, daddy issues we all have, but literally everyone has daddy issues either because they don't have one or because they're absent or bad fathers.
So maybe daddy issues are more common.
fuck you up. Mothers fuck you up worse than dads. Mothers are like connected to you. You were inside of them.
I've heard a lot of people tell me like they would cry more for their mother than their dad.
Oh yeah,
like majority of people.
Daddy, I've seen memes and stuff that's like daddy issues make you into a slut, but mommy issues turn you into a demon. And it's true because my mom really fucked me up, and I know that. Shut up, my mom. But that's another red flag. Another red flag is them telling you like past stories of their exes and why their exes are such pieces of shit, so that you could so they could set the groundwork of how they want you to not act. Yeah. And control you and guide you. Yeah, right.
See that one. Yeah, because that's one that I see with women as well. When I'm dating someone, I actually rarely, if ever, talk about past relationships unless they brought it up themselves and they were like, hey, yeah, I just FYI, I broke up with somebody X months ago, year ago, whatever.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
If they bring it up, I'll ask them questions about it, but I don't need to know their fucking sex history or anything like that. But if they immediately get into that and immediately start demonizing not just their exes but also other people like at work or just basically it's always this crying, this kind of sad show of woe is me, people just love to fuck with me, they take advantage of me, or
self-awareness is key.
I get very turned off by that when I hear people that just talk like that, because they will never shut up about it, and they will, what is it, misery loves company. So they will try to bring you into that just for the sake of them being miserable.
And exactly. And also like how I've talked before about stoicism, like look at yourself. For example, me, I said my second boyfriend tried to kill me and my third boyfriend tried to kill me. What does that say about me? Right. So it's time to look inwards.
What does that say?
That I had no self-esteem, that I was putting myself in situations that were unfortunate because they would love bomb me and paint me a different world, and then once I was comfortable with them, they were abusive, and then I didn't have the enough self-esteem and support system to leave. So now I've worked on my self-esteem and my support system. Good. Because
that
honestly,
support system, that's a really good point.
Healthy self-esteem and a good support system is all you motherfucking need in life.
And that doesn't have to be family. It could be just a close friend.
Oh no, I don't have family.
Therapist, or it could be.
I actually have one aunt that I barely ever see. My grandpa that I barely ever see, and my support system is literally my friends. And it's people that I make sure now to reach out, even though it hurts my soul and my ego and everything about me, to reach out and ask for help, because I feel so unwanted, and it's like a wound. Like no one wants me. I have to reach out for people to love me. It's vulnerability.
Like it's nobody likes to be in that situation.
Exactly. I'm like, I have to reach out for people to love me. Fuck it. At least I won't be alone, and no one can fuck with me because it's for myself and for my daughter. It's not because I'm a pobrecita or whatever. But
no, and those friends that truly care will go out of their way for you.
Oh yeah,
like they will do anything to make sure you're okay.
Exactly. I have friends that I've known since I was 11, 10, and they've been there in the middle of the night to pick me up after fighting with my ex and letting me stay at their houses in order to get out of the situation. It's everything. It's everything. A support system and self-esteem.
I mean, that's family in its own way, you know? Like that's what you expect from family or hope, you know?
And also self-esteem is seeing yourself as someone worthy of having that. Because, again, how I've said before, a person with low self-esteem is not going to get abused. I mean, you have to have low self-esteem in order to get abused. Yeah. Because if you try to abuse me with high self-esteem, fuck you. Who are you talking to like that? Right. But a person with low self-esteem accepts it and puts up with it, and will put up with it tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah, no, that's true, because the people with the low self-esteem have low walls. so they're easy to
and
kind
high
of walk over.
thresholds for
Yeah.
pain and bullshit.
Yeah.
And I had the highest, like, from childhood. So like I was like a perfect victim and like a perfect source for the narcissistic feeding that they would need and whatever. But yeah, no. I'm not like that. I'm not jealous and I'm not possessive or controlling, and but I don't like to get disrespected. So if we have an agreement where you can't do we can't do shit like flirt with other girls and stuff, don't do it then.
Yep.
Because I'm not doing it for sure. But now that I'm single, not that I'm fucking anyone or anything, but like I'm still kind of like that. Like I don't go from guy to guy. I don't like to have like a lot of guys in the rotation or like, you know, like.
What's your idea of the how do you do your rotation or your dating roster?
I don't have anything right now. Like there's like a couple guys that maybe I entertain, but I'm looking for. I just was remembering this morning that I had told you to watch an episode of Indian matchmaking, so we could do it. But we could.
You know what? I
started
it.
But we wanted to do our bio data.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like what we bring to the table when we want.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll save that for the next one because I did start the episode and I forget why.
Yeah.
I turned it off.
I'll remind you, but there's like a lot of criteria and I'm picky and everything, but because there's kind of like two sections of guys for me in the world. Guys that I'm physically attracted to and have chemistry with, and then guys that I would like
give a chance
or like the ideal guy. Because I usually have a chemical or physical or whatever biological attraction to guys who kind of ain't shit. I'm sorry to say. Like guys that probably don't want to treat me how I want to be treated, which is like, I know it sounds a little misogynistic or whatever, but for example, ideally, if I were to argue with a guy, I don't want him to argue back. I want him to be like, yes, ma'am. Like, I think it's so masculine of a man to just allow a woman to be feminine, like, for example, like that. Like, if I'm mad, just let me be mad and don't argue with me. Yeah. That's a feminine trait. Like, a woman will argue with a woman and a bitch man will argue with a woman, because how are you gonna, like, basically I think of it like you're arguing yourself out of pussy. Like if you calm me down and I'm fine, but also later.
At what point does that become a turnoff if they're too?
I don't want someone who's a pushover or will allow themselves to be disrespected. But that's I'm not gonna disrespect them.
Right.
I would not want to be with someone who is okay with being disrespected.
Right.
Yeah, I like a really manly, masculine man who controls the situation. Like, for example, that's why I like Arabic men a lot of the times, because
they're very much
Arabic men will not argue with you. They won't. They'll be like, whatever you say. Like, because they're masculine, like, I hate to say this word, but like alpha. You know, they know that arguing with a woman is a feminine trait. Really, really. I'm being for real. That's funny. And like, most Mexican men will argue with you for 10 days straight. Yeah. And will want to win the argument.
It's just stubbornness. I don't know what that is.
Will want to fucking win the argument, but guess what? You just lost pussy. You just lost this mouth. I would have been fucking throating you.
But you know what's funny though is it's never black and white, right? So like somebody, you give a dude, like let's say he needs the relationship advice, needs all the help in the world. Most guys do. Majority of guys do. I really do believe that. That's why we have school shooters and bullshit like that.
Oh my God.
Because we have creeps that just can't have good self-esteem. But with most guys, we're so bad at taking the advice you're giving because they take it too literal. They take it as, okay, I'll just be a pussy, or I'll let her walk all over me, or they go the opposite way.
You're winning, my guy.
Right. The thing is, it's balance. And it's always balance. That's what I had to learn the hard way with women, was whatever is said on the surface is true mostly, but there's a lot of undertone to it, and you have to figure out what that is. So like, let's say what you were saying right now with, you don't like a man to, you want the man to like kind of like just hear you out, is what you're saying. Yeah. Even if it's an argument, if it's heated, whatever, you just don't want him to snap back at you.
Yeah, because a man is supposed to protect and care for a woman, not argue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a big part of it is he can argue, not argue, but he can he can talk it out with you,
Definitely.
but he has to be the
Yes.
one that's the pillar in the conversation,
Yes.
so that he can get his point across and you actually listen. But it takes some cojones to fucking hold on.
Absolutely.
It's really
You
tough
have
to
be,
not be a bitch and
you have to be like, emotionally strong, stable, and level-headed,
yeah.
and then know, like, I am a man.
Mhm.
I am the man. I am
Mhm.
the man in the situation, and I have the like with it. Literally, it sounds, again. That's why I said in the beginning, like, it might sound misogynistic, but I don't mean it in a misogynistic way, because I believe that there's feminine energy and masculine energy. We each have both, but I want to be feminine in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
With my child, she's throwing a fit. I'm not gonna fucking throw a fit back at her and
Right.
yell at her. And if she tells me I hate you, I'm not gonna say I hate you back. I'm the adult in the situation, and I'm coming with calmness, and I want you to match my tone.
Yeah.
I want you to talk it out and go
And you
through
need her
it.
to learn that
Exactly.
self-control as well.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you two are going to be arguing for the rest of your lives.
Exactly. Mirror my behavior,
Mhm.
and look how calm I am.
Mhm.
But
Which is tough.
It's very tough, but easy at the same time,
Yeah.
because that's what you want.
Yeah, it's
right?
for the best.
I want my child to be calm, so it's easy for me to stay calm. It is hard when, like, I've learned how to not take her anger, her like being upset, personal. It's not a personal attack on me if she's throwing a fit. She is in another emotional and mental state that I've sometimes been in.
Right.
I understand, but I'm an outsider looking in. Meet me where I am.
Mhm.
Right. That's what I want in a man. And if you piss me off and you did something, it won't even be an argument.
Right.
You will fix it. I also love that in a man who just has solutions.
Takes initiative.
Yeah, like a man, there's no problems with a man. That
Mhm.
makes me so happy. Like, anything is wrong with the house, anything is wrong with the car, anything is wrong with me, it's not even an issue. It's already been taken care of twice over. That is something also very attractive. And again, I know that it kind of sounds misogynistic. Like, I want to be taken care of. Yes, I do.
I mean,
because I will do my part as a woman as well.
Yeah, but you're also not taking on the role of like housewife, kind of what's the word? Like being submissive or anything. I mean, you can have that quality to you, but
yeah.
I think I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
There's a book that I read years ago. It came out like in the 90s, called The Way to a Superior Man. But I recommend this book to men, women, anyone, because it talks about feminine and masculine polarity. And the whole idea is what you said right now. There's feminine energy and masculine energy. Both of them complement each other very well. In every relationship, there needs to be feminine and masculine to balance each other out. It could be gay, straight, whatever type of orientation. It all works as long as there's feminine and masculine, right? So the way that he described it, his name's David Data, I think. He talks about feminine polarity being very fluid, very emotional, very sporadic in a lot of ways, but it's like controlled chaos in a lot of ways. So it's like the ocean. So he describes feminine energy as like the ocean that can be very calm and beautiful, but it can also be very stormy and crazy, and there could be a lot going on any moment, right? Just it could flip like a switch. So the masculine polarity, the responsibility of that polarity is to be the lighthouse, or to be like the pillar. So the water is just splashing off of it. It's still there. It's still guiding the light, or at least guiding guidance to whoever's at sea. But at the end of the day, it's not affected whatsoever by the ocean, considering how much more powerful and crazy that energy is. The groundedness is what diffuses that energy, you know?
I love that. Very well said.
Thankfully I read that at a very young age, like 21 or 22. So I kind of knew that early on. I just didn't know how to interpret it until I was like dating and figured out, oh, that's what he meant in practice, you know? But there is a lot to that for sure.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult. Like it's easier to try to snap back or fight, because that's what the other person wants from you, but also in a relationship that's not what they need. But they may want the fight, they may want the conflict, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to not give in to that. It's very difficult. And the guys that do are the ones that are the worst humans out there, because they're probably the most abusive, the most they'll anything will trigger them, and they'll abuse anybody because they can't control
extremely
them.
Emotional.
Yeah.
That's mainly the case, that they're very emotional and they don't know how to control their emotions.
Yeah.
They'll even take it on a woman.
Yeah. And that's That's the scary thing. I mean, that's where shit. I'm so glad I'm not dating dudes because I'd be getting into fist fights left and right if that was the case. You know, like um, that has to happen in gay relationships, right? Like just straight up fist
Oh
fights.
yeah, I think in most relationships, people have put their hands on each other.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's the girl first. Like
starting it or instigating it.
Yeah. I have a friend who tells me like, "Oh, my boyfriend beat my ass." And then she tells me the story and she started beating him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Girl, keep your hands off of him." And you know that she actually defended herself for a long time and was like, "Well, it's not bad if a girl does it." For so long, and I'm like, "No,
abuse is
dude,
abuse.
you do not put your hands on someone else because you're angry.
Yeah.
You do not put your hands on anyone ever unless you're defending yourself." In my belief.
Yeah.
I've never been in a fight. But I know that if need be, I will fuck you up because I'm very strong. My ex used to tell me I have retard strength.
Nice.
Yeah.
It comes in handy.
But I do have arthritis. I do have arthritis.
Fuck, so it cancels itself out.
Yeah, like my muscles are there, but my bones are the ones that are fucking. But like my legs, dude, I will fucking. How much do you weigh?
Like 200 right now.
Yeah, I could lift.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I bench almost 300.
Squat
well,
me.
I squat almost 300.
Good for you.
So I could kick the shit out of you, and that's with like knee pain,
I'll kick
ankle
the shit
pain.
out of you.
Dude, and then I'm flexible, so I could kick high
God,
as
my
fuck.
chin.
Yeah, like I could probably
Can you really?
kill you with a kick. Yeah, I could kick.
Can you do a
really
kick right
high.
now?
Sure.
Let's do it for the camera. Exclusive. Please don't kick my fan or my computer.
I could kick like, bah, like
Okay.
really, really high.
Okay.
With both legs.
All right, Bsley.
Like, really hard.
I'm so glad I didn't hear any like pops or snaps or like moments.
I stretch every day.
Good for you.
I do the splits every day.
Mobility is the best thing we can do for health long term.
Right now I just came from my daughter's performance. She was performing Grease Lightning Go.
Oh, yeah.
Grease Lightning. And I don't know if you've seen Mean Girls, have you?
Where she's
the mom?
Yeah.
Literally me. I was in the middle of the two like
the aisles.
The aisles? Like what are they called? There's a word.
Pews or rows or pews are for like a
bleachers.
Okay.
I was in between the two bleachers and I was like recording her.
With the camera.
I was her. And then there's like a solo part where you could like free dance.
Cute.
She did the splits.
Nice.
I recorded it
full
too.
splits.
Yeah, she's like yeah, I was like that's my daughter.
Good for her.
Winning the splits. And then at the end it was funny because everyone like it's quiet, everyone clapped, and then they're going back to the classroom, and then she looks at me and she goes, "I want to go home." Everyone starts laughing, and I got it on video too. Everyone starts cracking up, and she's like holding her mouth like this, and I'm like, "Is this her like stand-up comedy?
She's an entertainer.
Origin story?"
Yeah.
You know, because
you got to document it too.
Yeah, because she's always had. I've always said this since she was a baby. She has the Seinfeld thing where everything she does is funny.
I honestly noticed that right away when I met her at the photo shoot.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this kid is like, she's in her own world. It's awesome.
Yeah, she has. But presence.
She says things that are like very like self-aware. Like, okay, like that was
what?
Like I remember she said a few things that were like, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was making everyone laugh just by being herself,
she has a Seinfeld thing like. Everything she says is fucking funny.
Yeah. I don't even think she does it on purpose, right?
No, naturally.
She's just
Since
funny.
she was a baby, like when she was like 1, 2, when she was like barely putting sentences together, even with just a few words, she was still funny. And like, yeah, she's just hilarious. But I always like force her to be physically active because I know that it's like bad for you to not.
I mean, I was a fat kid growing up. That was one of the. Yeah, it sucks. Like, and the thing is, like, it's no.
That's why you're so confident.
Well, I definitely have like the ugly duck syndrome where I had to learn. I had to learn how to have a personality because I didn't have anything else, like you were saying. But it was one of those things where, thank God I was fat growing up because that also taught me to control my health because I do have genetics. Like my dad is very much overweight, and I do have his genetics where I gain weight super fast. If I eat a slice of pizza, I'll gain 5 pounds. Like it sucks. It fucking sucks. But I'm also not going to bitch about it or complain about it.
You just know now.
I just know, yeah, and
act accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in my
too.
30s now. You know, I don't need sugar. I'm not a little kid that needs candy and all this bullshit. Like I can legit stay away from it for life if I want.
Oh my gosh, we've been going so long.
I know, it's been an hour 30.
Yeah.
35.
Well, you're very handsome and not fat. Give me your hand.
Thank you.
And you don't.
Thank
you're
you
not an ugly duckling.
I'm all crying. Thank you. You see me.
I started crying too.
You see me.
I know what you mean. I actually gained a lot of weight with my daughter, and then I had to lose it, and it was like.
So were you naturally skinny, like growing up?
No, I've always been like borderline chubby. Like right now, I'm like borderline chubby. Okay. Like if I gain a few more pounds, I'll
this is chubby. Right now you're.
I'm like a few pounds from being chubby.
Okay. What's chubby though? Lonja? Like over the jeans, or what's your idea of chubby? What's your version? Because everyone has a different.
This is where chubby starts.
Because does it hurt like on the pants or something? Is that why you're feeling like the?
No, because I'm not skinny. Okay. And I've been skinny before. I know what skinny feels like. Okay. Skinny feels not like this. It feels like. Yeah. But I mean, I could starve myself for like a month and I'll be skinny, but it's very hard.
Don't do
because
that.
I do take medication.
Just be active. Yeah, don't even. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm buff. I can.
You can bench. People. I mean, how much can you squat? 300.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, that's like my max.
That's a great max
right now, but I have to be careful because of my limitations with my body. But I know what you mean of like the ugly duckling thing. Yeah, I feel like I'm the ugliest person in the world every fucking day of my life, and it sucks because I'm like, no, I'm not objectively.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing either, though. I think it's like a humility that you get from it. You know what I mean? Because you're hot. You get reminded when you go to every single time you go to help immigrants, they all are hitting on you.
The immigrants, I'll take it.
It doesn't matter where you go.
Everyone else, I really don't think I'm hot. That's the thing. I think I'm so ugly.
But from your social media, I mean,
I'm being 100% honest.
You definitely give off hot girl vibes. Like, you know, like you're the shit.
No,
vibes.
dude. I hate myself. I hate how I look. I want to rip off my face. I hate my body. I wish I was never born. All that. But
standard.
Yeah, but I try to be a little bit more positive with myself now, and have positive self-talk. And yeah, dude, I feel like I'm a fat, ugly piece of shit every single day. Like,
do you do anything to combat that?
No, because sometimes I don't even comb my hair. I don't put makeup on. Sometimes I don't even dress nice. Right. You know? And then the more I like myself, the more time I put into myself, then I'm like, oh, I feel nice today. I feel like I look good. But that mostly has to do with my weight and being really skinny.
That was another thing about the whole book with the ovulation part.
Skinniness?
You actually do feel a little bit skinnier when you're ovulating. You feel fat after. So like your body, specifically your boobs, swell up during the right now. Like,
you keep talking about boobs.
I'm a boob guy. What can I say?
Every time.
I'm a boob guy.
It's
the book. It's not me.
You're like, so scientifically boobs.
So scientifically tits. That's the way I get into every conversation.
Yeah. Breasts.
So they do swell up when you're ovulating. They look their best when they're ovulating, but that's specifically to attract other men. There's like no other purpose apparently for size of boobs besides attracting the male partners.
My mom had tiny boobs and she lactated till she died.
She what?
Lactated. Like she had a lot of milk.
She lactated till she died?
Yeah.
So she could have been like a
wet
nurse. Wet nurse?
Yeah. And people would ask her about it and she would pull it out and squirt people. At my baby shower, she was squirting people left and right. No. Yeah. She was a nasty little bitch. Funny, right?
That's like SeaWorld. Splash zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of the splash zone.
And then like my ex's cousins were like, let me see it. She's like, squirt. But she was super skinny.
Life of the party.
My mom was super skinny, and then like I have this memory. We should wrap up. Yeah. But I have this memory where I was 11 and I've had this body since I was 10 because I got my period at 9 or 10.
Oh shit.
So my boobs came in early. I've always had an ass.
Yeah.
I have like a little bit of a waist.
Do you think that fucked with you like mentally?
Oh my god, you have no idea.
Did that drop your esteem?
You have no idea. Like,
that's wild.
It feels like
10 years old.
Yeah. Oh no, a lot of girls.
Yeah, no, I've heard that quite a bit. It's happened more common. It's happening more often now, right? Because like our food and like the hormones in the food and stuff.
Or no, it's happening later.
I don't know. I hear with women.
It's making us less fertile, so it's happening later.
Oh, it's making less fertile. But I don't know.
According to what I've seen.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, no. It's common. It's more common in like the past for it to happen earlier, like to me. And like I said, I got my boobs I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
And then I've always had a big butt since I was little. So yeah, and then I got my little waist, and like I always wear shorts. I hate wearing pants. I hate the texture and the feeling and no, really, like just thinking about it. Ugh. I've never been. I would rather.
How do you do it in the winter?
Kill, loose pants.
Long shorts.
Long shorts and long dresses and long skirts. But I would rather get shot in the head than wear medias.
Damn.
Since I was little.
That's a t-shirt right there.
I hear stuff.
What?
But I don't know. I hear like people behind me. It's weird. I'm crazy. But when I got my period and they looked like this, I've completely lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
10 years old. I was asking if it fucked with you as far as like your self-esteem.
But what was my point?
We were leading up to something.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but
okay.
I got my period young. I've had this body. Oh, about being fat, I think. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Sorry about that. So when I was like 11, I went to this Thanksgiving dinner with my mom's bestie's family, and his family was saying they were talking about me, like if I wasn't in the room, but about me.
Okay.
And it was really hurting me, and it hurt me that my mom didn't defend me because I actually went to the restroom to cry, because these women were looking at me and they're like, yeah, she's never gonna be skinny, like she's like
so tias are fucking brutal.
Yeah, and I did not know these ladies.
Okay, I thought they were like your tias or something.
No, they had no right to say these things to me, like in front of everyone, like, oh yeah, she's never gonna be skinny, she's always gonna be frondosa, which means like voluptuous.
Yeah.
And like I went to the bathroom and I cried because I was like, that's how I feel. Like,
right.
I'm always like on the verge of being chubby.
Right.
Like I'm not a thin, skinny girl. I have been though, but it does take a lot of starving myself.
I see that.
Like naturally, I'm like this.
I mean, that's good.
Which is like
you're fine.
Thicker.
Not even. I don't know if I still don't know what the true
definition
of thick.
You don't think I'm not a thick person?
Maybe
I'm not a skinny person.
Because thick, I think like
a skinny girl.
I wouldn't. I would say skinny, but I don't know, because skinny could be like bone skinny, right?
That's
like,
what I think.
That's what most people probably.
That's how my
think.
mom was.
Really?
Right then. Naturally.
No, like when I think thick, I think like Kardashian, like exaggerated hourglass body.
Kardashians are skinny now.
Are these
very skinny?
Yeah, I guess
Kim
they are
is
now.
very skinny now.
I guess so. I'm thinking like OG Kim K.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't really even know like what technically, because every girl, they never say they're fat, they say they're thick. Even if they are fat, they'll say they're thick.
I'm fat.
Or you say you're fat. I don't think you're fat.
I can be. I can be very easily. Give me like 2 days and I'll be fat. I'll come back fat.
That's a good challenge. All right, next episode, keep tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
And
for
next
that.
episode, the biodata.
Yeah.
Which is a matchmaking thing.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Because we went really long.
I know, it's almost 2 hours pretty soon.
Yeah, and I feel like I could go for like 10 more.
I hope you have footage on your phone.
Oh shit, yeah.
We'll see. Well, that was
fun.
fun.
I'll send it, and yeah.
So next
time. It was
time.
very fun.
Yeah.
Always fun.
All right.
Bye. I want to clap.
Don't clap.
Bye.